Welcome everybody. First, I would like to play some Turkish music for you. Then after that we can talk about it. We can talk about theory or Makam system, whatever. In the beginning, I'm going to play some Taksim. Also, my son will play. Taksim is like improvisation with the Makam rules. We will play some improvisation. Then I want to play for you the Ussak Semai, composed by Salish Dede. Because the air condition changes always tuning. piece was in Makam Ussak. I played some improvisation, and we played some composed piece we called Semai. Mostly we are playing this kind of instrumental pieces, end of the puzzle. The puzzle is like a set, several pieces we are playing in the same makams, several pieces. In the beginning we played Pesrev and songs, and the Semai, end of the puzzle. This is one of them. Now for this kind of performance, I prefer to play this kind of Semai as a performance pieces, like concert pieces. So I like this kind of pieces. Now my son will play some improvisation for you too. After that, inshallah. Yeah. We have another Semai, we call Huzzam Semai.
Nevres.
Yeah, the composer, oud player, is Odi Nevres Bey. Now I want to say something about Turkish Makam system, theory system.
Jackie?
Yes.
Before you do, we just had a basic question over here.
Okay.
What are the names of your instruments?
This one? Not guitar. Okay, this is oud. This is the one of the oldest instrument in the world. One of the oldest one. In the very old time, they found some picture of the oud in the Sumerian depictions. They found some oud pictures. My teacher was saying this one. This is one of the oldest instrument. In the past, there was 4 strings. The shape a little more different, but now about 10th century, they made the strings double strings, each one. Also add one more string on the top. This one, on the 10th century, about Farabi times. After them, in 20th century, Sheriff Muhyiddin Targan had the bottom strings, the bass strings. It was on the beginning in here, right here. Then Kadri Şençal, another wood player, he was saying he put it on the top. So this is they were making with the, how to say, yaprak, like we call leaves, yaprak. There's a mold they are putting on that is on this one. It's empty inside, and the face. You are free for the back. Mostly they are choosing colored and design for interesting design. But face mostly they are using spruce wood. Yes. And there are some bridges under this face. These are the rosette they made. Sometimes they are using for turtle shell. These are they use like they made for horn, from horn. This is turtle shell. These are just ornamentation, actually, not big deal. And this is very famous, very well-known instrument all over the world. I have been all over the world, from Malaysia to America, everywhere. It's possible to find good one to play concert. But more important thing, interesting thing, this is TANBUR. TANBUR is only, I guess, Turkey has this instrument. Maybe my son Celal can say something about it.
Yeah, this is TANBUR, as my father said.
Stand this microphone.
No, can you hear me? I don't know. If you can hear me, yes. Okay. This is very characteristic of Turkish music. TANBUR, the long-necked lute, not like this oud. Oud has a short neck and lots of strings, and you play all the strings. So, but TANBUR has a long neck, and you play the melody on this string also only, and the others are only for harmony. And TANBUR is played with a very special plectrum. It's made of tortoise shell, and if you don't have a plug like this, you won't be able to produce TANBUR sound at all. So this is very vital for this instrument. TANBUR has lots of frets on it, as you can see, and these frets enable you to actually see the Turkish music system, because the Turkish music is a microtonal system, not like the Western music. So, for example, this is do and re, and between these two sounds, we call it one interval, one whole interval. So Western music has one half interval in between. So you divide this one whole interval into two in Western music. But in Turkish music, as we can see here, we have lots of intervals.
Actually,
in between
we have 9 commas.
Yeah.
For in one whole tone has 9 commas. We are using some of them, not all of them, but it depends about makams, also about the transposition. We are using that 9 commas for whole tone.
So I think it's not familiar to your ears, this kind of music. You are hearing very interesting sounds that you have not heard before, because you either heard do or re or the sharp in between, yeah. But you didn't hear the ones in between never before, I think so. So this is interesting, because you cannot see it on the oud. Oud is fretless, and the player himself knows his talents, experience, knowledge to find the right sound on that. But on TANBUR you can actually see those sounds. So the strings are made of steel and brass, and this doesn't have any support underneath like the oud has. As you can see, it's stretched like a skin. The wood is very thin, and with the tension of the strings, it stretches down, and so it makes the vibrating sound of the TANBUR. It's also played with a bow, sometimes vertical. You can see that it's very popular also.
Yeah. Okay. Also, I told you something about like we will play Ussak or Huzzam, whatever. We have Makam system in Turkish music. For the Makam, to build a Makam system, we need first scale. For example, we are using for scale some tetrachords and pentachords. In the beginning, I have to say we have maybe three different kind of or different groups Makam. In Turkish music, we have more than 500 music Makam. We can make three groups. The 13 Makam is we call basic Makam, only 13. Other Makams, some of them is transposed Makam, mostly combined Makam. We call combined Makam, Birleşik Makam. First, to build a scale for the basic Makams, you have to use tetrachords and pentachords. Tetrachords is 4 notes, pentachords has 5 notes. Like I try to show you something like this. For example, this is Rast pentachord. But if you say Sol, La, Si, Do, this is Rast tetrachord. If you add one whole tone end of the tetrachords, like this, so you will get with the same name, pentachord. This is, now all of them is Rast pentachord or Rast tetrachord. If you want to make a whole scale like this, for example, I put Çalgah pentachord in the beginning from Do, and from Sol goes up another Çalgah tetrachord. I put it in Turkish, dörtlü is tetrachord, beşli is pentachord. So this note is dominant for the basic makams because it starts with the pentachord and the tetrachord starts with this end of the pentachord. So this note is dominant. In the beginning, the first note is tonic. Seventh note is leading tone. These are the 4 basic makams rules. This is total we call Çalgah makam. Another thing, for example, we have a Hijaz here. Forget the pentachord. This is Hijaz tetrachord. La, si bemol, do diez, and re. After the Hijaz tetrachord, if you add Rast pentachord from re goes up, re, mi, fa diez, sol, la, so you will get the Hijaz scale. For example, we have Hijaz pentachord here. If you put, for example, let's say Ussak tetrachord from mi to up, you will get the Uzzal makam. If you put Hijaz tetrachord again from mi, and end of this pentachord, you will get the Zirgüle makam. So this is basically the idea, how to use the scale. But the makam is not on the scale. For the makam, we have something else. We need something else. There are so many rules. The main rules we call seyir. Seyir means maybe we can say how to use the scale. Like, I mean, if you use it like this, do, sol, fa, do, it is not the Çalgah makam. You have to follow the seyir rule. So it makes big difference. For example, we have several makams. They are used same scale, like Uşak makam. We have Uşak, Beyati, Tahir, Neva, Isfahan, Huseyni, maybe Karciğer. There are some small difference between them. They are used always in the same scale, but completely different makams. Also, it depends about ascending or descending makam. Uşak, in the beginning we played Ussak Semai. It was ascending makam. It starts with the low register around the tonic, then it goes up. But now we will play Muhayyer Pesrev from Cemil Bey. Cemil Bey is one of the grandmaster TANBUR player. It's very important for Turkish musicians, Turkish music. We'll play one piece from him. Muhayyer is used same Ussak scale, but it is descending makam. It used from high register starts high register, step by step comes down. Now we will see it.
If I may, these are very tired people.
Yeah.
I told you, Hagia Sophia, we've been traveling. So before you play the melody, if you could demonstrate Makam, maybe just a few of the different scales.
I was going to just
be great, perfect, because I think before you play a whole piece.
I understand.
Yeah, okay, good.
Okay. You remember I started to play Ussak Taksim in the low register like this. I start like this. This is the tonic for Ussak. This is also, I'm going to play Muhayyer Taksim for now. I will start from high register like this. Do you have any question?
I do have a question. I'm from Egypt, so the oud sounds look familiar to me, but I'm very untrained in this. So is that the same oud that musicians in Egypt use? Is it identical? And if it's not, what are the solid?
The idea is same, but the shape or measurement dimension is a little bit different. Arabic oud little bit bigger than Turkish oud. Also, the tuning is one whole tone down, the Arabic tuning. For example, this second string, we are tuning for A, like 440 on piano. The Arab people, they are tuning like a G, second string. I mean, all strings are one whole tone down from Turkish oud. But idea most is the same. I play so many Arabic oud. I've been in Egypt also.
Okay. Well, the other question is, what comes to my mind is two great oud players, Egyptian oud players. Maybe one of them is not Egyptian, and also our composer, Muhammad Abdul Wahab,
Yeah, I know.
and Farid Al-Atrash. So is there any interplay, like, say, musician from Egypt influence musician in Turkey and the other way around?
Yeah, it's possible. Also, lately, 2 years ago, we had a oud festival in here, and I invited some Arabic oud players, like Nasser Shamma, for example. We are almost same system, Makam system. But unfortunately, about 1940s, that Arab people had a big meeting. They decided to use quarter system.
Yeah, I heard that.
So one whole tone, they have only 4 different intervals. In Turkish music, it has 9 intervals, 9 pieces. It makes it a little bit different, but mostly idea is almost the same. Also, the Arab people love the Turkish music. For example, they know very well Cemil Bey. Tanburi Cemil Bey is very well-known musician, composer. Mostly, all the Arab musicians knows him and his music. So there's very good relationship between Arab and Turkish music. Not big deal.
Thank you.
Yes.
Would you mind playing the 9 different tones within the interval so that we can?
Oh, okay. That would be nice. Okay, good question.
This is more easy for him.
Yeah. As I mentioned, this is, for example, do, and this is red. Imagine this is a white button on piano, and this is another white, and this is the black you have in between. So I'll play the other ones for you. This is do, this is red, the one tones, and this is the half tone. Now you'll see the other ones. So it doesn't mean something like now, but let's do this. Or this one. This sound we don't have on piano. Or this one. Let me show you again. Something like that. Also, let me again say that this instrument, it has lots of tension on this wood part, and it is very very delicate and very affected from the weather. So this climate here, it has affected the instrument, and it's now buzzing a little bit. It shouldn't buzz.
Excuse me. To play like this, it doesn't make any
Yeah, it doesn't make a meaning now.
meaning.
Yeah.
But
Well,
when you
what
play
you-
some pieces, you will recognize, like a phone. On the telephone, we have very bad recorder in our cell phones especially. But if somebody calls you and it says, "Hello," then you can recognize who is that from the bad recorder. How can you recognize who is calling you? You just say, "Oh, merhaba, hi." Jerry, for example. When you play this kind of command system, we have to play some piece, like on bu selik çal, Üsküdar'ı çal, o şeyi göster, bir de Uşak.
Çecen kızı
Do,
çalayım.
si, la, la, son, şey, son, do, si, son, la, son, la.
Tamam, olur.
Okay, now the first we will play some piece we call buselik.
İstersen aynı parçayı çalalım. Mesela
Ha.
Çecen kızın bir buselik çalalım, bir
Okay,
aradaki fark görürüz.
we will play one piece from Çecen Kızı, kind of instrumental piece, a very small part. Then the first we're gonna play like Turkish system, makam system. The second time we will play like on piano, how to play same piece. Bu iyi mi sen?
Diğerini açalım.
Okay, just a moment. This note is important. This note. This one is like a Turkish makam Huseyni. This is we need for Huseyni. Now we're gonna play the same part like on piano or guitar. For us, this is very uncomfortable. How about you? I don't know.
It's more familiar with me.
We have makam like this, we call buselik. Maybe very well known piece, Üsküdar'a giderken. This is buselik. This is very easy to play on guitar or on piano, on Western instrument. But you cannot play this melody on piano. This is makes big difference for us. Maybe if you can hear it a few times, I'm sure you will recognize very well. Okay, let's play.
Arkadan bir soru vardı.
Sorry, okay?
You had a question, I think.
Yeah, I had a question. Can you comment on the influence of China on your instrument because it looks very much like a Chinese instrument as well. What's the difference? Yeah.
Senin bir bilgin var mı? Çin etkisi var mı? Bizim sazlar Çin sazlarına çok benziyor tabii. Çok benzetti yani.
I don't know very well, but I have no idea about Chinese instrument. I saw only, how do you call pipa?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and it looks like, but system is completely different. They play with finger and they're using like this something. But that's only I know that.
But I'm sure that we have strong relations from the Asian times. The Turks were neighbors with China.
Yeah, in Central
So
Asia.
there has been some interaction, I'm sure of that.
It's
Well,
completely different.
Yeah, it's different, but there has been some interaction, I think.
Yeah, there was one more, yes.
How much improvisation are you doing? Do you improvise in between the overall melody,
Mhm.
or do you do the whole melody and then improvise on that?
You are talking about improvisation, yes?
Yeah.
Improvisation is, you have to follow the makam rules. Also, geç neydi?
Şeyi sordu daha çok. ne kadar nelerde improvizasyon yapıyorsun?
On the-
Transition.
You can play for all makams improvisation. It means we have more than 500 makams, so you can play 500 different improvisations like Taksim. But it is impossible. Of course, I don't know all of them. I know some part of makams. So you can. I forget the correct word.
Nedir?
Geçki.
Transition.
Yok değil. Modulation.
Is the music written down? What is written down?
Written down is
Beraber
composed
çaldıklarımız
pieces.
yazıldı, onu söyleyeyim.
Yeah, we play together. Those are all written down. When we play separately, one by one, those are was improvisation, like Taksim.
And if I may, so is it true that often you begin with improvisation and
Mhm.
move to a composed piece?
Yeah.
That's right. Improvisation also helps you to get warm to the feeling of the makam that will be played soon. So it makes an ambient for you. It prepares your ears to the makam that will be played, and also improvisation shows the skills, the technique, the experience, and the knowledge of the performer. So it's the best way to listen to a performer is listening a Taksim, because it will give you his philosophy also. Also, one interesting thing about this music is also even when you are playing the music that is composed and that has been written down, every performer will play it in a different way, and also more interesting, the same performer plays the same piece for twice, but it will be different.
The ornamentation
Yeah.
is different.
So personality and artistic command is very common in this type of music. So even if you play the same piece again and you record it and listen it, it will be different, because somehow the feeling will be different. So there will be some different interaction with the people listening to you, with the people you are playing with. So it's kind of an improvisation also, even if you are playing a written down, composed music.
Yeah, we have a word. We are saying you cannot take 2 times same water from the river.
How many makams do you know?
Oh, I don't. I never count. I have good enough. But really, I didn't count it.
Taksim is always solo, right?
Yes.
Usually, but sometimes you may
sometimes we are making like a talking.
like a chat.
Free,
Yeah.
like a chat. I can ask him by the music, can answer me, or he can ask me something, I can answer.
Şuradan
Melody.
bir soru vardı.
Sorry. Okay.
So I'm sorry for the primitiveness of my question.
But please,
But
we are here for that.
I'm starting at a very basic level, but I'm wondering, it seemed to me as you were playing that you had a tendency, it was obviously very complex to my ear, but there were certain patterns or even single notes that you returned to.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, what is the anchor that
Okay. That's
stabilizes when
okay.
you're playing
That's
for a long period of time?
That's a musical form, and when the composer composes it, he has to follow some rules. So there are some patterns he has to repeat several times, and between those patterns there are different parts. So in all pieces we played, there are 4 parts and 4 themes that repeat 4 times, and in between those themes the composer says different things. So it's a nice pattern for you to remember actually. It's repeated for 4 times, and it gives you the feeling of the makam, and you may remember that melody. It's about the composition rules.
I think we have time for one more question, if anybody wants to ask a question.
Yeah, please, one more.
One more piece.
One more piece is better than a question. Okay. What? Okay. Çecen kızı çalalım. Ve başka ne var?
Acaba şuran var mı Çecen?
Olur.
Yok acaba şuran. Yiyeceğiz. Semai diyeceğim ama evet çalalım. Sen çal, ben dinleyeceğim. Çok ters var. Çıkaramadım şu an.
Okay, now I want to play one piece from my teacher, Cinucen Tanrikorur. He was my master. He calls that piece. The Makam is in Huseyni. Morning in the village, Koyde Sabah. So of course, I will play some Huseyni improvisation in the beginning.
Nejati, and Gerard. Thank you so much. Chairman.